I need to come to this church more often. Get promoted. Deputy Prime Minister, Reverend gentlemen and ladies, thank you to the family for this opportunity to say these few words. And I think I have a perfect entree since the daughter said she was Y-E-L-L-O-W. Because I really wanted to come as chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party for that very reason, to express on behalf of the party our condolences to the family on her passing. And also to make up for a couple of times because of the job I have being elsewhere. So I missed the funeral of C.P. Morley and Taxi 116 and Mrs. Marshall, John's wife, when she passed away. So for all these reasons, I'm happy that the confluences of time have allowed me to be here. And on all of these occasions, I tried to reinforce the nature of community and how important community is. When you look at the church today and you hear of all of the stories, it reinforces that strength of community, which Exuma exemplifies for this country and for me. Lyndon Pindling used to say, when someone of advanced years passed, that they had a good innings. It is probably not an analogy people recognize in this dispensation or generation, but it comes from the game of cricket. And if you get to be close to 100, you've had a good innings in cricket. And so we say today that Mrs. Marshall has had a good innings, done well. And we see from the fruits of her labor that she's done well. And I also want to, though, on this occasion, recall all the times I've come to this island and this community. And I remember names like John Marshall and E.J. Roll and Kermit Roll and Danny Major and Charles Clark and Irvin Clark and Ellie Moss and Chris and Jenny Cattell and George Smith, Livingston Coakley, and C.P. Morley, who I just spoke about. But I also wanted to use this as an opportunity to tease Dr. Marshall a bit, because I've been involved over the years in seeking to find, in the transition, representatives for this community. And in the transition from George Smith to Tony Moss, from Tony Moss to Mr. Cooper. So I was sent down here to look around for a candidate to succeed George. And someone said it should be Dr. Marshall. Well, we had met him, he was working with the Office of the Prime Minister. But as I was leaving St. Andrew's Church, Mr. Marshall, his father, senior, stepped outside on the steps and he said, "Look here, I hear you're talking about my son running for politics. Don't fool with that. Tell him that isn't for him. You know, leave that alone, believe me." And so it was left alone. And I never forgot it, because we were just standing right out there looking out over the ocean. And you know, he is a man of, don't let him fool you, he's a man of great fortune now, so that was quite a good decision. But you also have an excellent representative in Mr. Chester Cooper, and he is also a son of the soil. And it's always a privilege and pleasure for me to join him on occasions like this. And we both try to reinforce the sanctity, the goodness of community, and how proud we are to be part of this community. Thank you. God bless you. May she rest in peace.
Honorable I testify